Hello, my moon babes. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be getting into what your future self would like for you to know. So I did write a little thing, but who knows if we're going to go by it. But of course, what they want you to know, we're going to cover that first. How they see your current self, a little more messages, and an advice card at the end. So for my group ones, we have a selenite tower, crystal tower. For my group twos, we have a citrine with a little bit of green candle wax on it. But yeah, you guys, take your time, meditate a little bit. The timestamps for each group will be in the description box below for whichever you choose. Sorry, that was like a big bump, but hey, we're good. Anyway, but yeah, timestamps are in the description box below, and let's get right into this reading. Hello, my group ones. If you chose a selenite crystal, then this reading is for you. Let's get right into it. So, what they want you to know. We have radical curiosity. Number two, seeing as if for the first time every time. And then we have radical honesty. To believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. And then we have shell, eternity, protection, safety. You are protected and safe. I kind of feel like your future self is telling you, do not be afraid to be honest. Do not be afraid to point out wrongdoings, especially if they're done to you, because you are always protected. And even if not by others around you, you are protected within yourself. You protect yourself. And maybe this is a reminder to tell you that you've grown to do so. I don't know how old you are watching this, but I was looking at the little girl here, and you maybe have like a really, I'm gonna stand up while I get these cards, but I'm gonna keep talking. I have my mic on. So you may have like a really curious mind. You may be younger watching this video. You just may have an outlook on life that is not like everyone else's. I also think this is what is the word? Kind of like a reminder, like we don't have to go through the same things we did as when we were kids. You and your future self. Like I feel like your future self is kind of reminding you of that. Also, this is kind of like you remember what it's like, what it was like in your childhood. So do not be afraid to be honest and speaking up for any type of wrongdoings. I hope these are straight because it will bother me when I edit. But anyway, yeah. So I do feel that your future self is like, listen, don't be afraid to as her flex your curious mind, because speaking honestly about how you feel, honesty is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though some people may feel away, or I kind of just heard, like, obviously if it's not anything outlandish, but yeah, even if somebody's feeling some type of way about your curiosity, your inquisitiveness, your questions, your just who you are, how you are, don't allow that to, I'm also seeing this girl in her shell, put you in your shell. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't allow that to put you in your shell. Don't allow the opinions of others. I just saw suffocate on that card. Don't allow the opinions of others to suffocate you, you know? Because that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is you, and not to cater to others. Alrighty. Back because that light's right there. Now I'm starting to get a little hot. It was a little cold, but I guess I'm reading all these cards. Alrighty, for my group ones, I'm gonna mix that. Let me see. Let's see. Let's just see what comes out. How does my group one's future self see them now? Spirit. Oh, some of you may be Leos. It's funny because when I was pulling these cards, fire came out. So some of you may be fire signs in general. Oh, I feel like your future self is like, please be happy. I feel like you're not thriving to your fullest potential at this time, and it may not be your fault. It may be your like I said, some of you may be like kids, not kids, but I feel like you be like teenagers or younger. You're not like in your adult life, and but for some reason, something is keeping you here. King of Cups, King of Elixirs. It's so let's back up. It may be somebody who is a masculine figure in your life who is a little manipulative. Um, Maybe a boyfriend or an ex, or it doesn't have to be a boy. I mean, it just masculine energy, have that type of energy. Um, Maybe manipulative, and that kind of has you second guessing yourself. And it's like your future self is like, oh, I hate. Yeah, some of you may be Leos. These are like all the Leo cards coming out. Your future self is like, oh my gosh, like I hate to see you like this because shoot, you went through it. You know, it's you, but I just feel like you kind of need a bit of a pick me up in life. Currently at this time, your drive and your passion isn't really there right now. You have the Four of Cups. I feel like you see it. I feel like you notice it. You acknowledge it, and you're like, okay, maybe you're like something needs to change. You're gonna come out of this because your future self is like, look, you're gonna come out of this. Four of Cups in reverse. You're gonna come out of it. You're gonna see the light, but right now it's kind of hard for you to do so. But I also think your future self is like, remember that you are the light. You have a lot of light within you, no matter how other people feel about it. And I really feel like that's a big message for you. We're gonna get some more details in regard to that though. But yeah, I feel like that's a big message for you. Like you're kind of in a hard space right now. But you need to be reminded of the fire that you hold, of the light that you hold, of just the greatness you hold. I feel like you don't really see it at this time, and it's hard for you to do so, and I really hate that. But I also feel like, also going back to that King of Cups, I kind of pulled the cards a little fast, but with you being in that energy, you may be in a manipulative type of energy yourself, just trying to manipulate things around you in your world, but which is valid because I mean you're in that space, then you want things to change. But I feel that you cannot operate out of that space and expect the best. You cannot operate out of that space and expect, like I said, the best to come to you. You know what I'm saying, or expect the best results because you're operating out of from what it looks like it's your lowest. You know, I don't from a really low vibration. You're operating from a really low standpoint. Okay, just gonna let the cards kind of come because the way they're flipping is a little weird. More details, please, Spirit. Thank ya. We have the Nine of Cups. This reading is kind of similar to the reading I'm probably going to post before this one. Some of you may have watched that because that card did come out. Okay, Nine of Cups, Knight of Coins, Page of Rods. This is kind of a similar energy. Do not be afraid to go after what you want. And even though you kind of don't know what you're doing, or maybe this may be a new energy, you have an idea, and maybe you told somebody about this idea, and now they're like, why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? If this is something that you want, do not doubt yourself. Self-doubt is not your friend. It's not your friend. Go after it. Even though it might take a minute, you don't know that. Like, you don't know that. Why doubt yourself? There goes that tower that tried to come out, a tower in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're doubting yourself. Maybe someone got in your head, or like, you saw something, or you just had a thought yourself, and we're like, oh, I can't do this, da da da, or started to have that self doubt. I do feel like it's a person heavily, but everybody's message it will be different. You do have the Fool on the bottom of the deck as well. It is time to take a leap of faith. It is time to just recognize your growth, your it's funny because like I mean on the majority of the cards the figures are kind of gray, black and white, but there's flowers all around it. Like you see yourself as this black and white figure, but you don't even see how big your aura is. You know what I'm saying? Like Max aura here. Max aura here. yeah, you don't see how big your aura is. And I feel that you have a hard time going after whatever this is because, like, I hope this is straight. Like I said, maybe somebody got in your head, or you just have a hard time starting things. Like, okay, I don't know how to. This whole reading is kind of just like, go after your curiosity, go after that, um, that inquisitiveness, and use that as a beacon. But also, one, radical honesty, be honest with yourself, but also be honest with others. This is what I want to do in my life. However you feel is however you feel. That's because that's what you want to do. You know, it's your life. As you said, you have a lot coming to you. You just have to allow it in. And like I said, the message I'm going to post before this is very similar, so that reading may be helpful for you all. But you gotta kind of take away those speed bumps yourself. And I feel like the mountain is you. I feel like you have kind of created these speed bumps, and not purposely so, because I kind of feel like this is from childhood on, or childhood to whenever you're watching this. You have probably been set, raised to believe something about yourself, or just unintentionally raised to believe certain things, and that's not really fitting with you because it's not you. It's not really how you operate. It's not how your brain works. It's not how your spirit works. It's just not how it works. It's just not how you work. I don't see that, here. Anything else? And then this wants to come out. Then we want to get some advice. We have the Lovers in reverse. That did come out. It tried to come out earlier. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. Things are trying to come together. Things are trying to, kind of work out for you. This camera picks up, the range on the camera is huge. Like, it picks up so much space. But what was I saying? So with the Lovers and then the Five of Pentacles, I do kind of feel like this may be a romantic thing. That manipulative person, that King of Cups in reverse, maybe, like I said, maybe a water sign. Maybe your future self is like, oh yeah, this water sign taught you a lot and will teach you a lot, but a lot about yourself, and you need to realize where your shortcomings are. And once that happens, break it off. Like, and I don't usually do not tell people that. That's crazy. But this is your future self saying it. Like, break that, because it's not really allowing you to flourish in your individuality. And I feel that, excuse me, you feel this. I feel like you feel this and you know this. So it's okay to break off dead weight. And I feel like your future self kind of wants you to really understand that it's okay to break off dead weight. It's okay to break off things that aren't good for you anymore. It's okay to break off things that you notice are kind of not in your best interest, or cut off people that don't do things in your best interest. It's okay to do that. Things will feel crazy at first, but they will come together slowly but surely. And I feel like it's trying to do that in your life at this time. But your future self is also like, um, things are gonna happen. Things are gonna happen, and you're gonna learn your lessons. But this is kind of like a big lesson for you to just delve into that individuality, and don't be afraid to do so, because I feel like you have a lot of self-doubt here, like I said, and you tend to go back into that shell when you just don't feel comfortable, or somebody else is making you feel comfortable with expressing your thoughts and your emotions. And whoever that King of Cups was, he keeps popping up in my head. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a man, but I feel like that person is just like, they know how to manipulate your emotions. There we go. They know how to manipulate your emotions because you're so unsure of them. And I hate to break that message to you, but honestly, it's the truth. Like, it's time to come out of that. It's time to come out of that. It's like you grew from being curious, but now you know the real. So act like it. Now you know the real. Now you understand. And even though you might not understand it fully with this Page of Wands here, you might not understand it fully, but you understand, like I said, wrongdoings. You understand how it's affected you, and you understand how to move forward. So don't allow that to really hold you back. This is your advice. Oh, we have serendipity. Okay, and truth be told on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take that truth be told. Oh, you didn't clean it up. We knew that. But serendipity. I like serendipity because luck is literally on your side. I love that card. She just looks so like happy and serendipity. I not even I. Your future self wants you to understand, and it's also 1 + 8 is 9. You have the 9 of Cups here. You are moving forward in life to a point where things are going to start happening for you once you follow your serendipity. Once you follow what brings you that feeling, of I'm so lucky. Like, wow, like I didn't know my life was going to get here, but it's here and I'm grateful for it. Whatever brings you to that feeling, and it could be, I try to explain this to people in the best way that I can, but it could be like the smallest freaking things that bring that feeling to you, and it adds up. But that is very fulfilling. Maybe cooking is like that for you, baking, yoga, any little habit, hobby that you probably haven't been able to get to in a while. Tap into it. Tap into it a little more. Start tapping back into the things that bring you serendipity, bring you joy. Truth be told, and I feel like the truth is kind of unveiling itself if it hasn't already. But also I just heard you're the unveiler of truth. You are the unveiler of truth, and that's kind of like I just saw it in quotes. So that's kind of like your reading. You are the unveiler of truth, so don't be afraid of that energy. And I feel like you're the unveiler of truth because you just you live it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have another 1818 starting and ending your reading, so that's a sign. But you have a very just I don't even know how to say that word, but it's coming to the enigmatic. Wow, enigmatic. I don't know what that word is. I don't even know why that came to me. I don't even know the word, but you have a very just truthful energy. Like it seeps through your pores. Like you cannot be anybody else but you. And when you start being that, you feel it, and those around you feel it. And sometimes those around you don't have your best interests, and they would like to see you in that energy. They afraid to see your radical honesty. They're afraid to see your truth because then they can no longer manipulate the situation. Right? Tap back into it. My moon babes, that was your reading, my group ones. I hope this helped. I think this is my first time doing a reading like this, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I haven't done it in a while, if I did do it. But yeah, you guys, that was your reading. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Everything is below. And yeah, if you like my energy like I love yours, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. What's up, my moon babes? If you chose group 2 and this, I always want to call it a glowstone. It's a citrine with little candle wax, a green candle wax on it, then this reading is for you. So let's get right into it. Let's see what your future self would like for you to know. We have inner integration, excuse me. There is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with taming and tempering effect life has on us. With the taming and tempering effect life has on us. This is actually my first time pulling this card. Then we have responding, not reacting. The only control we have is how we respond to the hand we are dealt. We have crystal, clarity, perfection, energy. You are pure and perfect just as you are. And then we also have seed. Make sure this is all straight because camera loves to lean. Okay. Then we have seed, potential, hope, interconnection. Your potential is infinite. Have hope for the future. Okay. With this card, responding, not reacting, I feel like this is like a reminder. Like, remember, even though this is weird because looking at all these people, maybe it's like, okay, I want to respond to all these people. I want to respond to my family, but or react, but actually respond to what they are doing is what I'm getting. Yeah, it says equilibrium and fulfillment and integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect life has on us. For some of you, maybe somebody is trying to come into your life, or you're integrating a new things into your life. But as that change happens, it's easy to react rather than respond and digest, or digest and respond more so. clarity, perfection, energy. You are pure and perfect just as you are. Seed, potential, hope, and interconnection. I feel like this just has a lot to do with growth. Some of you may be young. Also, I don't know if I said that in my first group or I said it a couple days ago in some reading. I don't know. Some of you may be young watching this. And you're learning that you're growing, you're learning that you gotta respond instead of react. You have to control you because it's the only thing that you can control, especially when things are being integrated into your life. So just try to be as clear as you can with how you feel about things so that you can respond to them in the correct way, because it's clearly you're growing, clearly you have a lot of potential, but don't allow yourself just to react. Also, with this card, your ancestors may be a big thing right now. Let me move my mic. Your ancestors may be a really big thing right now. They may be helping you, is what I heard. Your ancestors may be helping you with whatever, or they're like, as you go through whatever this integration is. Some of you, this feels like this is all over the place clearly, but it's okay. We're going to get to the point. Some of you may be going through some type of spiritual integration or like initiation, like you're starting to get into your spirituality. And your ancestors are realizing that they're protecting you through it. They are just there for you currently. Yeah, this is kind of just this is what your future self would like for you to know, but I feel that you have a very high sense of spirituality. Like you're spiritual. You're probably a very spiritual person naturally. It probably just comes to you as it did me. Like I was that type of person. But I feel like you're learning yourself on a different level, and that's why Spirit is like, hold on. Well, more so your future self is like, hold on. Let's respond. Let's digest because we're still learning. Understand that we're still learning. Understand that you have a lot to learn. Like, remember, I know you're probably a very clear person. You're a very knowing person, but still understand that life is still your teacher. You're still learning. These ancestors went through all of this, went through a lot on their own, and now they are here to guide you because you reached a point where you need that guidance. Because you're so deep in your spiritual growth, and just your growth in general. I feel like you are growing exponentially quickly, and you just not need to slow down, but maybe slow down to understand how you feel to respond to something or to respond to different things in your life. Let's get into how they see your current self. I'm sorry if you guys hear noise in the background, as I always say. Don't live alone. Alrighty, let's see how your future self sees your current self. Let's see what is going on with that energy. Alright, spirits. How does my group see's future self see their current self? That Two of Swords popped out. I just thought about you're guarded. I don't know why. You're guarded. My cat is like doing a whole bunch of stuff right now. In this reading, I feel like things are just happening. Like like things are all over the place. Maybe things are all over the place and it just feels like, okay, what's next? You kind of just either what's next or you're like, okay, really what's next? Like let's get to it, Okay, that's like I don't know how many times this video has been interrupted. But that's kind of what this energy feels like. It's kind of funny. Like now it's making sense. Things are starting to be integrated into your life, and that's why things feel all over the place. I feel that as things are being integrated, you're unlearning a lot of things, and it's time to be honest with yourself, and face them. with this Two of Swords being in reverse, maybe you're starting to realize things. Maybe you're a bit guarded because things are not working out, because things are all over the place. When you feel all over the place, I feel like your actions kind of show that. And now it's time to acknowledge it. I feel like the strength here is saying. Or really, your future self is saying it's time to acknowledge it. This Four of Coins really wanted to come out. I feel like you're holding on to what you think you know. And now it's really time to let that go and acknowledge your your strengths and your weaknesses. You know, it's time to acknowledge, okay, this is what I'm holding on to, and this is what I need to let go. This is what I need to keep. This is what I need to let go. This is what's working, and this is what's not. I feel like your future self is like, it's time. It's time, because you're at a point where growth is happening, and if you don't acknowledge it, if you don't what's the word? If you don't acknowledge it, and you keep trying to hold on to like what you know to work for you. And another thing I tell people, we stick with the things that we think work for our like newest selves, because we have lived like that for so long. Like, but you can't try to fit your bigger foot into it to your old shoes, right? You can't really do that. And I feel like you're kind of trying to keep old habits or old things going in your life because you know that's what you're used to. We have the Seven of Rods and the Queen of Coins. You have a lot, like you have a lot of potential with this Queen of Coins here. I feel like your future self is probably like, you really good with your money. Maybe you I feel like you're very mature, like for who you are, but you are still going through. You're still learning, right? You're still learning. Haha, page of swords. Yeah, you're still learning. You're still curious, and that's okay. Don't think you know everything. I kind of feel a little annoyed. Your future self is a little annoyed with you. Well, you know, you're annoyed with yourself because it's like you're very, you can be very stubborn at times, and you know your potential. You know, with the Queen of Coins, you have a lot of like potential to grow, but you have to allow yourself to get there. You can't. You have to let things go, but also hold on to what. It's weird. You have to let things go, but you also have some things to hold on to keep like lessons to keep with you, lessons that you've learned. And it's for you to have that sorted out. You have to go through it, and I feel like you're trying to, but you probably get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna. And don't let it discourage you with this Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Don't let it discourage you to not, you know, make judgment, make decisions. Just don't let it get to the point where it's so debilitating. Like, what, you know, what is it called? Decision fatigue. It's so debilitating. You later, I just spelled this card. Good God. You literally what's the word? Like, don't want to do it. You're literally like stuck. You can't move. That strength card is really, really strong. It is time to acknowledge a lot of it's time to acknowledge. It's kind of on the traditional Rider-Waite. She has that what is that? That lion. She's taming that lion. I feel like that lion is going crazy right now, and it's time for you to tame it. Is what your future self is saying. Let's get a few more messages to see what's going on. Just anything else that they would need to know. We have the Eight of Rods, and then we have the Nine. Okay, Nine of Cups, Nine of Elixirs. I feel that you whatever you want out of life and that good feeling, and you know, it's coming back. Like, it's on its way to you, but you have to go through your own hurdles and ups and downs and lessons before it can come. And you realize you are protected as well. You are very protected, but a wish fulfillment in like could be on its way. Maybe you made a wish. We also have the Hermit in reverse. Maybe it is time for you to get out of your shell just a little bit and, you know, really dig deep into these things, because I really feel like this is a big philosophical point in your life. We have the Seven of Rods. No, this is not the seven. This is six. Yeah, this is six. Six of Wands in reverse. Maybe you've had a lot of points in your life where you have been unsuccessful, or things have been just not good. Maybe you just not had a hard life. Maybe, um, what you want is coming, and this, I feel like this is a different phase of your life, and you have to understand this is a different phase, and you have to show up a little differently. And you can't be, and I feel like you're in this big hermit mode because of your unsuccesses in life, you know. But you gotta. I feel like some of you are Leos as well, with the Queen of Rods and the Strength. Some of you may be fire signs in general, but you don't have to be. You have a lot of fire. You're a very attractive person. Like, your energy is very attractive. So it's like, use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, tap back into that energy because you have a lot of potential there. Like, your potential is really, really great, but it doesn't have to be potential. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's time to let go potion. It's time to let go of what you soul journey. That's literally what I feel like you're going through. Yeah, let go of what you think you know is what I'm hearing. And just, it's time to go to that soul journey and trust it, you know, trust it. Trust in your intuition, trust in your ancestors, trust in your angels, trust in yourself to get through this, because life won't be like this forever as long as you don't allow it, right? And then you have the moon. Yeah, this is definitely a big soul searching energy. And your future self really wants you to go through this and just go through it with stride. Like, go through it and take everything in. Like, take all the lessons in. Take in, okay, this is what I shouldn't be doing, this is what I should be doing. Because a lot of this is what I shouldn't be doing might pop up right now, and that's okay, because now you're learning what you should be doing, right? Perfect. Okay, let's get some advice. I like this reading because I feel like you probably came into this a little like confused, or I don't know what the heck is going on. What is this tarot lady about to tell me? I kind of started off your reading like that. It kind of felt like that, but all in all, we still got to the end, right? We still got to your advice. We still got to the point of the journey where it's like, okay, maybe I can do this, you know. And I feel like that's kind of where you are. It's reflecting that energy. I know this is going to be an interesting group from just the energy. What's the advice? Okay, we have chaos and conflict. It's literally like the Five of Wands. Like, chaos is happening. Everything is happening. Everything's moving. Conflict is happening, maybe in your life with family members, like I said. But it's about you getting through that chaos. It's how you are getting through it. How are you going to get through it? It's time to start asking yourself those questions, like, am I going to let it break me down, or am I going to start digesting and then responding and keep going to get to, you know, easy ground? Five of Wands, it looks like a crazy card. It looks like they're fighting and stuff, but they're trying to put together a star on that card. So, like I said, I feel like you are definitely trying to get to a place of where you feel balanced, where everything is put together. But it's, you got to go through this first. You got to go through it to unlearn many lessons that you thought would work for you, you know. And then we have 33, which reduces to 6. So balance is definitely needed in your life right now. It's time to find that balance. Don't rush it either. Don't rush it. Realize you are a student of life. Take it slow. And yeah. Alrighty, my group twos. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. It was a little all over the place, but that's okay. I feel like it came to a good conclusion. Okay. Oof, I'm a little tired after this reading. It's kind of crazy. It's early in the morning. I'm already getting tired. But yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like my energy like I love yours. I will see you in the next one. Bye.